Boundary condition, it is the condition at the surface of a conductor whereby the tangential fields are zero and the normal electric flux density is equal to the surface charge density on the conductor. We first examine the tangential components by using closed surface integral electric field in a line charge. The figure, the boundary between perfect dielectrics of permittivity E1 and permittivity E2. This is the line charge. The continuity of Dn is shown by the Gaussian surface on the right. And the continuity of electric field tangent is by the line integral about the closed path at the left. Around the closed path on the left, we have E tan change in width minus E tan 2 change in width is equals to 0. Small contribution to the line integral by the normal component of E along the sections of length, change in height becomes negligible. As change height decreases and the closed path crowds the surface, immediately then, E tan 1 is equals to E tan 2. If the tangential electric field intensity is continuous across the boundary, then tangential D is discontinuous for D tan 1 over permittivity 1 is equals to E tan 1 is equals to E tan 2 is equals to D tan 2 over permittivity 2, or D tan 1 over D tan 2 is equals to permittivity 1 over permittivity 2. The boundary conditions on the normal components are found by applying Gauss' law to the small pillbox shown in the figure. The sides are again very short, and the flux leaving the top and bottom surfaces is the difference D N1 change in S minus D N2 change in S equals to change in charge is equals to rho S change in S, from which dN1 minus dN2 is equals to rho S. We may assume rho S is 0 on the interface, so dN is equals to dn2. Or the normal component of D is continuous, it follows that permittivity 1 is equals to electric field N1 is equals to permittivity 2 electric field N2. Abnormal E is discontinuous. These conditions may be combined to show the change in the vectors D and E at the surface. Let D1 and E1 make an angle theta with the normal to the surface, since the normal components of D are discontinuous. So dn1 is equals to d1 cosine theta is equals to d2 cosine theta is equals to dn2. The ratio of the tangential components as d tan 1 over d tan 2 is equals to d1 sine theta over d2 sine theta is equals to permittivity 1 over permittivity 2. Or permittivity 2 d1 sine theta is equals to permittivity 1 d2 sine theta. The division of this equation gives tangent theta 1 over tangent theta 2 is equals to permittivity 1 over permittivity 2. The direction of electric field on each side of the boundary is identical with the direction of D because D is equals to E. The magnitude of D in region 2 may be found from D2 is equals to D1 square root of cosine squared theta plus permittivity 2 over permittivity 1 squared sine squared theta. And the magnitude of E2 is E1 square root of sine squared theta plus permittivity 1 over permittivity 2 squared cosine squared theta. An inspection of these equations shows that D is larger in the region of larger permittivity unless theta 1 is equals to theta 2 is equals to 0 degree, where the magnitude is unchanged, and that E is larger in the region of smaller permittivity unless theta 1 is equals to theta 2 is equals to 90 degrees, where its magnitude is unchanged. These boundary conditions are the magnitude and direction relations derived from them allow us to find quickly the field on one side of a boundary. If we know the field on the other side,